Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today we will be covering OpenAI's tightly gated GPT 5.6 preview and what it signals about frontier model rollout, Microsoft Teams adding a live AI kill switch for meetings, and Mark Zuckerberg's candid admission that Meta's AI agents are moving slower than expected. Let's start with OpenAI. The company's new GPT 5.6 family, codenamed Sol, Terra, and Luna, is now in a limited preview, but not where most people would expect. Instead of showing up in ChatGPT, it's rolling out through the OpenAI API and Codex, which is the coding-focused developer environment, and access is unusually restricted. OpenAI's own Help Center says participation is limited to selected trusted partners and organizations with account representatives, with no public application or waitlist. There's no general availability date announced. Even more notable is how OpenAI is framing the rollout. The company says it previewed the models and the rollout plan with the U.S. government, and is beginning with a limited group whose participation has been shared with the government. That's a meaningful shift in how frontier models get released. The system card classifies the models as high capability in both cybersecurity and biological and chemical risk, though not at the highest critical threshold. OpenAI adds a specific reassurance. The models are stronger at finding and fixing vulnerabilities than at carrying out full autonomous attacks. To back that up, OpenAI says it spent over 700,000 A100E GPU hours on automated jailbreak discovery, and will keep automated red teaming running during deployment. As for the lineup, Sol is the flagship, Terra is the mid-tier, and Luna is the fastest and most cost-efficient option, aimed at high-volume workloads. The key takeaway for developers hoping to try it soon is OpenAI's own line, quote, "We have not announced a general availability date." So GPT 5.6 is being positioned less like a consumer chatbot drop and more like regulated infrastructure for coding agents and high-stakes workflows. For anyone building on OpenAI, that's a real shift in the release playbook. Next up, Microsoft is adding something a lot of enterprise users have been asking for: an actual off switch for AI in Teams meetings. The rollout, which begins in early July and completes worldwide by the end of the month, introduces a new Meeting AI toggle. Licensed organizers and presenters can turn Meeting AI on or off during live meetings, and that switch controls Copilot, Facilitator, and Meeting Recap all at once. It works across desktop, web, Mac, iOS, and Android. The context here matters. Windows latest framed this as Microsoft caving after backlash over Teams AI features that listen, transcribe, summarize, and generate meeting artifacts by default. For legal teams, HR conversations, board discussions, or anything in a regulated industry, having AI silently active was a real problem. Admins still set the outer boundary through tenant policies, but now meeting leaders get a real-time brake pedal when a conversation suddenly gets sensitive. There is one wrinkle worth flagging. Reporting notes a transcription dependency, meaning if a meeting needs to avoid AI involvement entirely, organizers also need to understand how transcription and recap interact behind the scenes. Flipping the toggle isn't necessarily a full blackout on every downstream artifact. Still, the reaction from enterprise IT has been broadly positive. The pattern is pretty clear. Users wanted AI productivity, but they also wanted a visible brake pedal. Microsoft is now giving them one, and it's likely to become the norm across enterprise collaboration tools. Finally, a rare moment of candor from Meta. At an internal town hall on July 2nd, Mark Zuckerberg reportedly told employees that AI agent development over the previous 4 months has not accelerated the way the company expected. Reuters reviewed a recording of the meeting. The exact phrasing that's getting the most attention is that agentic development, quote, hasn't really accelerated in the way that we expected. That's a striking admission given the scale of what Meta is spending. Follow-up coverage framed the remarks against Meta's planned 2026 AI capital spending range of roughly $125 to $145 billion, along with earlier workforce shifts pushing more of the company toward AI work. Zuckerberg's comments suggest that production-grade agents remain genuinely hard. Reliability, workflow integration, evaluation, and user trust are all still bottlenecks, and the gap between a slick demo and something billions of people can depend on hasn't closed as fast as leadership hoped. The stakes are unusually high for Meta, specifically because of its consumer surfaces. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and the Ray-Ban Meta glasses are all places where a working agent could reach billions of users almost overnight. But those same surfaces mean failures would be enormously visible. Developer and social media reaction was mixed, but leaned skeptical, with many taking the comments as confirmation that agent demos across the industry are running ahead of operational reality. It's an unusually honest checkpoint from one of the biggest spenders in AI, and it lands right as investors are starting to ask harder questions about when all that infrastructure turns into shipped products.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.